Hello everyone and welcome to my channel The Medicos. So today's topic is diabetes mellitus. What is diabetes mellitus? According to the basic terms, it is an increase in the blood glucose level. This is as per the definition. It is an heterogeneous metabolic disorder which is characterized by common features of chronic hyperglycemia with disturbances of carbohydrate, fats and proteins. Now let's see the types of diabetes mellitus. There are three types: type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes and gestational diabetes. Okay, talking about the type 1 diabetes mellitus, it was seen in about 10% cases, previously termed as juvenile onset diabetes due to its occurring in younger age group people, also known as insulin dependent because patients of such cases require insulin replacement as a treatment. Now there are two types: subtype 1A, which is immune mediated because it is characterized by autoimmune destruction of beta cell. Now subtype 1B, which is idiopathic. Now this is characterized by insulin deficiency with tendency to develop ketosis. It is seen mostly in older and younger age group people. Pathogenesis. Now pathogenesis is basically dependent upon three factors: genetic factors due to the involvement of the chromosome 6 gene, then autoimmune factors, and lastly the environmental factors. Talking about the environmental factors, what happens is that the virus, it mainly attacks the specific type of cell in the body. Now this cell, it gets expressed on the major histocompatibility cell type 1, okay, and forms complexes. This triggers the cytotoxic T cells, and this cytotoxic T cells, it recognizes the antigen and generates an immune response against it, causing a release of the cytokines. Okay, this cytokines acts on the plasma cell, which further releases antibodies. What happens is that the normal insulin metabolism takes place over here. Okay, for video on the normal insulin metabolism, you can click on the link in the description box. Now, there is a enzyme which is known as glutamic acid decarboxylase, which converts the glutamic acid into GABA. This GABA is responsible for the protection of the beta cell. Okay, now there are few antibodies which are released, like anti-islet cell antibodies, anti glutamic acid decarboxylase antibodies, and last but not the least, the anti-insulin antibodies. Now these antibodies, they act on the beta cell, causing a decrease in the activity of the beta cell, which further leads to decrease in the insulin production. Now due to decrease in the insulin production, there is increase in the blood glucose level, because glucose cannot enter into the cell. Clinical features includes polyuria, polyphagia, polydipsia, weight loss and blurry vision. What happens is that due to high amount of glucose in the kidney tubules, they cannot tolerate such high amount of glucose. So they lost the ability, or they loses the ability to reabsorption. More glucose is lost in the urine through glycosuria. Now because glucose is osmotically active, that is high yield, it pulls water along with it through the in the urine. Okay, this causes a decreased blood volume. Because of the decreased blood volume, there is a condition known as hypoosmolar. Now this hypoosmolar, it stimulates the osmoreceptors in the hypothalamus. Okay, now this hypothalamus further causes an increase in the thirst volume, so that the fluid volume is retained in the body. This condition is known as polydipsia. Now weight loss. Due to decreased glucose, there is decreased ATP. So body utilizes whatever glucose is present in the cell as fuel. It acts on the adipose cell, which undergoes lipolysis in order to generate ATP. Similarly, it also acts on the muscle cell which undergo proteolysis to again generate ATP. Now, what happens is because of the lipolysis and proteolysis together, there is wasting of the muscle leading to sudden weight loss. About pathogenesis of type 2. Type 2 is totally different from type 1. Now what happens here is that normally the insulin does not bind to the its receptors because of the insulin resistance. This causes an increase in the blood glucose level and less stimulation of the glucose transporter. Now, because of this, what happens is that the beta cell produces more and more insulin so for the entry of the glucose. Now, this leads to a condition which is known as hyperinsulinemia. Okay, because of this, there is increased activity inside the cell to get some of the glucose in. But now here's the problem. There are two things which happens. Okay, the beta cell have to crank out so much insulin so that they get tired and exhausted, further leading to the decreased activity. Hence the insulin production drops. This leads to hyperglycemia. Second thing is when there is release of insulin, there is also release of an enzyme which is known as amylin. Okay, now this amylin gets accumulated in the tissue spaces around the beta cell, causes the amyloid depletion, and that starts to damage the beta cell, causing decrease in the beta cell activity. Talking about the clinical features of type 2 diabetes mellitus, as you see, the person is always tired, frequent urination or polyuria as discussed earlier, sudden weight loss, wounds that won't heal or take long time to heal, their sexual problems, the person is always hungry or polyphagia, there's blurry vision, numb or tingling hands or feet, person is always thirsty, and vaginal infections may also occur. So I will be talking about the diabetic complications and its management in my next video. So don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel The Medicos.